What is up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny 2. Now in our video today we're taking a look at all the cheeses for the Grandmaster Nightfalls. If you're chasing the Conqueror seal, then this most definitely will be the video for you. Now if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a rating down below, that super helps me out here on the channel. And if you are new around here and want to keep up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 content, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. But without further ado guys, let's jump into the video. So shortly after the launch of Season of the Worthy, we got Grandmaster Nightfalls, and there are 6 in total for Season of the Worthy. Now we've covered a few of the cheeses for these Nightfalls here on the channel, but today we're going to capture them all in one big guide. So if you're chasing down the seal specifically, then you can get all the information you need and all the hints and tips all in one place. Now, a lot of these cheeses take place in the final boss room, so you're still going to need to work your way through the Nightfall as you normally would. It is a 1050 activity, so you need to be at least 125 power to access them, with the recommended level being 130. Now, the very first Nightfall we're going to take a look at is the Warden of Nothing. Once you've made your way through the strike and to the final boss room, if you head over to the left-hand side onto this barrier, you can jump through onto the outside of the arena. Once here, you can jump on up and the entire fire team can safely rest themselves up here. Now the boss does rotate around the arena, so from this spot you can do damage using a variety of weapons and grenades to effectively take out the boss whilst avoiding all the damage that they're trying to deal. Now there's about 4 different cheese spots in this arena alone, but this is by far the best for the entire fire team, and as you can see, it offers great protection from the boss should you need it. So if you're still working on the Warden of Nothing, then be sure to give this spot a try and see if it helps you out. Now the next Nightfall we're going to take a look at is the Arms Dealer. This is one of the original strikes from Destiny 2, and it's also one of the most difficult unless you approach it in the right way. Now, much like the Warden of Nothing, we're going to jump straight to the boss for this one, but with this particular cheese, we're going to be using the mechanics of the fight to our advantage. Now, to kick this one off, you first need to just approach the fight in the way that you normally would and deal as much damage to the boss in a short window that you have before he exits the arena up onto one of his towers. Once he's up there, clear some of the remaining adds in the arena and the fresher ship as well, as that does get very annoying. But there will be a point now where we need to take the charge and dunk this in order to remove the shield in order to continue to damage the boss. However, we're not going to do that. If you leave the charge just where it is, you have now an unlimited amount of time in order to deal damage to the boss using solar grenades, vortic grenades, Jotun and Prometheus lens are great weapons as well to use. And by using these types of weapons and grenades, we're going to be dealing area effect damage to the boss, and he'll just sit up there until we finally defeat him. So this one isn't really about taking pressure from the ads, but it's actually being patient and taking the time that you need in order to complete the fight with the least resistance. And the next Nightfall we're going to take a look at is the Exodus Crash. This one has one of the most difficult bosses and tricky encounters to complete. However, there's a great little spot that you can take which gives you a great vantage point across the entire arena. So as before, you want to make your way through the Nightfall as you normally would, but as you start to approach the final encounter, you'll be making your way through this final cylinder. But we don't want to drop down into the final boss room. What we're actually going to do here is, by consuming our grenade on our Warlock here, we're able to jump up on top of the door frame. Now, just to help you guys out a bit more, I'll rerun that jump in slow motion for you just so you can see exactly how it's done. Now, once here though, you do want to remain seated. You don't want to go up any further at this point. Otherwise, you'll get a joining allies when your teammates join you in this arena. But once everyone is either up here or in the arena, once the encounter starts, you are free to then elevate yourself up to the next level. Now, once you're up here, you are free to stay up here. You have protection from pretty much all of the ads in the arena. You have a great vantage point, as you can see. Things like Divinity and Ariana's Vow will be super beneficial for things like the barrier champions, so be sure to make sure at least 1 or 2 of your fire team have those to hand. Now, the next Nightfall we're going to take a look at is the Tree of Probabilities. This is probably one of the hardest Grandmaster Nightfalls, and cheese spots don't come very easily in this strike either, but there is a cool little spot that you can use to offer at least 1 of your fire team a little bit of protection once you get into the final boss room. But nevertheless, there are also some hints and tips for the final boss as well, which offer great strategies for trying to defeat him very quickly. Now, once you've cleared all the ads and made your way through to the final boss room, if you head over to the left-hand side, there is a small ledge that at least 1 of your fire team can take as a way of offering themselves some protection. They can still do some damage to the boss. However, the boss will need to be more on the left-hand side of the arena for them to do that. You can throw grenades and deal a little bit of damage with your guns from this point. However, in terms of hints and tips, one of the best strategies for defeating this boss quickly is by popping a bubble and waiting for the boss to slam. If he slams whilst you are in the bubble, it's very quick and easy to defeat him with swords. Swords are probably the go-to for this boss, as it allows you to deal immense amounts of damage as a group in a short space of time. However, if you are really struggling to finish this Nightfall, then you can use this little ledge as offering protection to at least one member of your fire team. Now, the penultimate Nightfall we're going to take a look at is the Broodhold. This is where we have to defeat the Brood Queen over in the Tangled Shore. Again, this one doesn't have too many cheese spots. There is one just before the final boss room. If one of your fire team was to remain here before starting any encounter, once that starts, they are actually behind the barrier. As long as they stay relatively close to it, you are protected from pretty much all the damage that comes your way from the arena. However, you do need to bear in mind that the void pools will still spawn up here, so you will need to avoid those where possible. It's a great cheese to use when you're running the strike normally, but it won't be too beneficial for the Grandmaster version, as you won't be able to revive your fire teams from here. In terms of cheese spots within the arena itself, there is one over on the far hand side, directly opposite where you enter the arena. It's only really good for one Guardian though, and you will need to rotate in and out of this position when the void pool spawn. But nevertheless, if you are finding the ads difficult, then at least the lowest powered member of your fire team can take some refuge here and offer some cover fire. And even if they're using supportive weapons like Divinity, that offers still some benefit to the wider team. Now, the final Nightfall we're going to take a look at is the Insight Terminus. Again, there's not too many cheese spots for this one. There is a cool little spot we can take over here, which offers great protection from pretty much all the bosses. The dogs won't actually come and chase you down in this area either. So by jumping up and ducking using this ledge, you can head glitch the ads to effectively take them out from here. You'll need to rotate in and out to capture plates, but it offers a safe spot, at least between those phases, where you can deal damage to Cargon without the worry of being overwhelmed by the other ads. You can have more than one member of your fire team here as well, so you can pair up as a team if you need to. So there we have it, guys. That is all the cheese spots and some hints and tips for the Grandmaster Nightfalls. So with those in hand, hopefully you should find it a little bit easier to get your hands on a Conqueror seal. If you have enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a rating down below. That super helps me out here on the channel. And if you are new around here, I want to keep up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 content, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump back into the game as always, guys, but I will catch you all again very soon.